We're going to be welcoming Kirstin Innes to come and read for us. Her first novel, Fishnet, was published in April this year by Freight Books, and there are also copies available to buy round behind the pillar. Her short stories have appeared at Melbourne Writers' Festival and on Radio 4, amongst other places. We're really glad to welcome Kirstin here tonight. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, this is my book. It took me blooming ages to write, and oh, I've broken the microphone. Oh. Thank you very much. Yes, it's Fishnet is a novel. It's fiction, but I did about 3 years of research to put it together. It's mainly about sex work and political activism that comes around sex work, and in the course of researching it, I completely transformed my opinions about sex work. So the novel is fiction. There's a kind of main narrative broken up by blogs from a sex worker, and I'm going to read you one of those. Do you remember the first time? Early 40s, thin, short, unhemmed like his edges had been gnawed. Something feral about him, but not bad looking, not really. I thought he'd be ugly, old and fat and ugly. I'd thought about fucking someone repulsive, fantasised about rolled, lolloping flab that would shake as he shagged, kept my fingers and brain in place on the transaction, the power, tried to train myself into it. Old skin touching me. Instead, just this little vulpine man, smell of dead smoke off him. His mouth was dry, smacked as he opened it to say hi, white flecks in the corners. I said hi back and he let me in. Just two of us in a room, a very ordinary hotel room. I'm Jimmy, he said. Rona, I said, that was the name I used when I was first starting out. Yeah, I guessed. Of course. So. That's when I realised it was my job to break through this, my job this, to ease him out of the nerves, to take his hand. Maybe it was his first time too. All I had to do was smile at him and say, in that voice like it was a normal thing to say, so, shall we discuss services? And I smiled again at the end a little bit, like we both knew how awful a thing it was, to have to ask, to have to reduce it down to money. Just the basics, please, just the R. The words flat, no expression. He handed me an envelope without me having to ask. It probably wasn't his first time. My phone rang before I could check the amount. I'll just need to, of course, he said again. Nope, not his first time. So, she said down the line. And I thought, well, I'm not sure. It was something you were supposed to know by instinct, she'd said. Well, my instincts weren't telling me to run, but they weren't telling me anything at all. I was just in a room with this expressionless man and he was skinny. I'm here and it's fine, I said. Okay, I've got the hotel on speed dial anyway, she said. 2 rings as soon as the hour's up and good luck, my honey. If my instincts had been telling me anything at all, the code was, I'm here and he's really lovely. We both stood there in the silence again, and I remembered that this was also part of my job. Give me 2 seconds, I said, taking a step towards the bathroom, while I go and change into something. Just do it here, he said, gesturing to a space on the floor. I'd like to see you undress. I was thinking, I haven't been able to count the money yet. He sat down on the bed, looking at me, and I stood in front of him, pulled at the zip on my dress. It stuck for the first few seconds and I had to wrestle with it, trying to keep smiling, swaying my hips a bit to distract him. Cheap fucking thing. It came eventually and I let it swish down around me, stepped out of it. See-through panties and a half-balcony bra, so this man, this stranger, was now pretty much seeing me naked. He didn't say anything, his face didn't change, but he unzipped the front of his trousers and pulled himself out, already mostly hard. Would you like me to suck your cock? Yeah, he said. I'm right in thinking I don't need to wear a condom. Not for oral, no, I said, like that was what I always said. Eyes closed, and it's just like giving any other blowjob. Could be someone I'd met in a bar, could be a new boyfriend. I was touched that he'd washed it. We spoke in these clipped, formal sentences, both of us, like neither of us were there for the conversation, so what was the point in pretending? Made sense. He helped me, that wee skinny Irishman, because my response would have been to crack jokes to ease things through a bit, and of course with some clients you can do that, and it's great. But the first time, this one, he helped me pare everything right down, establish a rhythm and a way of being in the room. It wasn't a kindness to me. He was just a customer waiting for a service. I was the provider. That was the point. It didn't occur to me till afterwards that I'd crossed over, that I'd actually done it, that I was now no longer one of you. Anyway, ooh, yowza, has this blog got serious, right? For being such good and patient little parts, you can have a sneak preview of my new panties. I do love my bum.
Thank you very much, Kirstin. So we're going to have a little bit of a break now before we say hi to Chrissy, who's going to play some music for us. So this would be a great time to go and check out the books on the merch table and also participate in the post-it note evaluation exercise, which hopefully is, you remember how that works. Yes, see you in a bit.